Kenya. This is one of the most beautiful countries that we have in the world. It is one of the world's leading safaris destination. This is where you will find Africa's second highest mountain, the Mount Kenya, and it's home to one of the world's most visible natural cycles, the Great Wildebeest Migration. Today here on FM African Documentary, we are looking at the 5 projects that were done in Kenya that has shocked the world at large. Now, Nairobi is being termed as the capital city of Africa. Is this true? Let's get to explore it and see what makes Nairobi and the whole of the Kenyan country so special in terms of economy. In terms of the Kenyan's GDP, as of today, I can say that the Kenyan GDP gross domestic product is rated at 150 billion US dollars as per the year 2023. On number 5 of on the list of the most expensive projects that have ever gone down in the history of Kenya, here comes the Northern City, which is a city within the city of Nairobi and covering also the Kiambu County. Northern City is a city that is being built by the first family in Kenya, the Kenyatta family. Now we have to look inside the Kenyatta family's 700 billion dream city, which is being built in Ruiru town, which is a town that covers both Kiambu County and Nairobi County. The Kenyatta family is undertaking an ambitious real estate project that will result in an 11,000 acre mixed-use estate comprising of residential, industrial and commercial units hosting about 250,000 people, dubbed the Northern City. The development that is estimated to cost 700 billion will occupy an 11,576 parcel of land in Ruiru, about 15 kilometers from the city of Nairobi. The land, which is traversed by the Eastern Bypass, is owned by the Kenyatta family and is currently occupied by its dairy processor, Brookside, and Gisheha Farm, the family's livestock rearing business. When we look at the Northern City Master Plan, according to the Northern City Master Plan, some 3,570 acres have been earmarked for housing, with 3,134 acres set aside for low-density housing, 306 acres for high-density housing, and 130 acres for medium-density residential housing. The low-density housing segment will have 601 villas, 1,320 townhouses, while the medium density area is reserved for 670 townhouses and 368 housing units in blocks of flats. A total of 6,980 units on blocks of flats and some 3,010 townhouses have been planned for the high-density residential housing area. The master plan further shows that 390 acres have been set aside for a business district, including some 33 acres that are here marked for a shopping mall or hotel and 2 acres for a clubhouse. When you look at the whole city at large, there is the Northlands Industrial Park, where some 695 acres have been set aside for construction of an industrial park. Out of these, 650 acres have been earmarked for a logistics park, with the remaining acreage going to Brookside Dairies. An earlier progress report indicated that the land reserved for industries had gone on sale at Kenya shillings 40 million per acre, following the injection of funds from the developer for infrastructure development. According to Impact, a subsidiary of warehouse builder Improvon SA and growth markets investor Actis, construction works that commenced in October 2018 will see the plots connected to roads, water, sewer, electricity and the internet. The entire acreage has already been secured with the perimeter wall. A detailed map of Northland City shows that 1,697 acres have been set aside for an open recreational space, including some 266 acres earmarked for water features. This will be the Dubai City in Nairobi. I'm sorry, I have told you in regards to this the Northland City, and I was lost in it. Now we are on number 4 of the fourth on the list of the most expensive projects that have been carried out in Kenya. On number on the list is the LAPSSET Corridor Program. The LAPSSET Corridor Program is Eastern Africa's largest and most ambitious infrastructure project, bringing together Kenya, Ethiopia and South Sudan. This mega project consists of 7 key infrastructures, starting with the new 32-berth port at Lamu, Kenya, inter-regional highways from Lamu to Isiolo, Isiolo to Juba, South Sudan, Isiolo to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and Lamu to Garissa, Kenya, crude oil pipeline from Lamu to Isiolo, Isiolo to Juba, product oil pipeline from Lamu to Isiolo, Isiolo to Addis Ababa, which is in Ethiopia, inter-regional standard gauge railway lines from Lamu to Isiolo, Isiolo to Juba, Isiolo to Addis Ababa, and Nairobi to Isiolo. 3 international airports, 1 each at Lamu, Isiolo, and Lake Turkana. 3 resort cities, 1 at Lamu, Isiolo, and Lake Turkana, and the multi-purpose highway Grand Falls Dam along the Tana River. So you can hear this project. It makes these 3 countries as if they are one, uniting these 3 great countries in East Africa makes this one of the most desired projects to have ever gone in history of Kenya, and this will become something that unites the whole of East Africa, and this can set an example to the African countries at large, where somebody from Kenya will have to travel to Ethiopia without a passport, from Ethiopia to Kenya without a passport, from Kenya to Southern Sudan without a passport, and from Southern Sudan to Kenya without a passport, which means now the other African countries will see the development that rises from this cooperation, and they will all agree to carrying out such things with their neighbors, which will make Africa become great again. The LAPSSET is arguably Kenya's most ambitious venture. It is supposed to cost Kenya 2 trillion Kenyan shillings. Imagine, 2 trillion Kenyan shillings. Its main components include Lamu Port, Lamu Ethiopia, South Sudan Highway, Lamu Juba, Addis Ababa Railway, oil refinery, and the 2,240-kilometer pipeline linking oil fields in South Sudan to the refinery at Lamu Port. From number 4 we go to number 3, and on number 3 we have the Nairobi Expressway. This also is one of the most expensive projects that was done in Kenya, and mostly Nairobi, that has made Nairobi become one of the greatest cities in Africa. And this became also one of the greatest projects to be carried out in Kenya. Let's get down to Nairobi Expressway. The Nairobi Expressway is a 27 kilometers tall road in Kenya, connecting Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to Nairobi Westlands area, that has been constructed under public-private partnership between the government of Kenya and China Road and Bridge Corporation, the CRBC. The 27.1 kilometer road starts from Lolongo, passing through Jomo Kenyatta International Airports and Nairobi CBD to the James Gishuru Junction along Wayakwe. From Lolongo, the road links up via an interchange with Airport South Road to Jomo Kenyatta International Airport along the Nairobi-Mombasa Road. The highway continues along the existing roadway to the Likoni Road Junction, a distance of approximately 10 kilometers. From the Likoni Road Junction, the toll highway continues northwards to the James Gishuru Junction, a distance of approximately 13.5 kilometers. It is believed that the government of Kenya contracted with China Road and Bridge Corporation (CRB) to build this toll road on a public-private partnership (PPP) basis. CRBC will used their own money to construct the expansion, interchanges and toll stations. They will continue to collect the toll fees until the investment is recovered. Then the road will revert to government. The road expansion is to be done in stages. The World Bank indicated interest in funding the road expansion, but those plans have been overtaken by events. The cost of the toll highway was quoted at Kenya shillings 51 billion and a 65 billion Kenyan shillings, which totals to 120 billion Kenyan shillings. Yeah, this is the number 3 project. And on number 2, we bring to you the Pinnacle Tower, which is supposed to be one of the greatest projects that turns Nairobi to become the Dubai of Africa. The Pinnacle Hilton, inaugurated in May 2017, the project comprises a 5-star hotel and a 300 meters highway office block that will overtake Leonardo in Sandton, South Africa, as Africa's tallest building. The 255-room Hilton Nairobi Upper Hill will be hosted on the 45-story wing, while the 70-story wing will comprise Grade A commercial offices and a luxury shopping mall. The Pinnacle Hilton has been put on hold after running into legal issues. It is supposed to be the tallest building in Africa, and it is estimated that it will cost about 150 billion Kenyan shillings. That is the smallest that it will cost. But as per the results that we received in 2021, due to the changes in economy, it is supposed to cost at least 700 billion Kenyan shillings as per the year 2022. 700 billion Kenyan shillings. And on number 1 on the list of the most expensive projects to be carried in Kenya, we bring to you the Konza City. The Konza City the planned construction of a 1.5 trillion Kenyan shilling Silicon Valley Savannah in Machakos County was identified as one of the key drivers of Vision 2030, which was pioneered by the late President of Kenya, Mzee Mwai Kibaki. However, the project has not made any progress since its groundbreaking in 2013, except the construction of the headquarters of the Konza Technopolis Development Authority. We are waiting to see how it unfolds, but during this era tenure of the current President of the Republic of Kenya, William Ruto, it seems that he is reviving projects that were started by the late Mzee Mwai Kibaki, and Konza City is on its way to being revived again. That's all we can say in regards to these projects, and this brings to you the meaning of why Nairobi is regarded as the capital city of Africa. For now, I urge you to subscribe to FM African Documentary. My name is Felix Mwenda. I shall keep with more documentaries on your way.